So this is a case study for a pretty new page that's come along called Paws Koppy. It only started on the 7th of March 2026 and we're now at the end of April. So it's only 2 months old really. It's a AI reel page for the most part. There are some stories but mainly it's reels. And they've grown really fast. You see. There's some of their reels there. Right, so if we go to reels, you can see they're doing some great business here, 13 million. Now I've seen this one on other pages, so they've just recreated some viral content. That's been pretty successful. 2.8 million, 20 million, 90 million. Let's look at this one. So that's a pretty standard story, is that the Chihuahua gets kind of left behind in some way. So they're all pretty similar, using the same characters. Now this is quite a recent thing, see 148 million. This is quite a recent thing where you can have characters and have them persist across scenes and different viral reels. So this wasn't possible like a year ago. So this is kind of state-of-the-art reel making. And the good thing is it's not AI pretending to be real. It's clearly AI, it's clearly for entertainment purposes. So in that way it's a really good niche. It's very simple. You could create lots of characters, cats, not just dogs. You could create, well, really anything. It's like having your own movie studio really. So it's a USA page, 2.8 million followers, digital creator. They probably didn't run ads because a lot of these reel pages don't run ads at the moment. So the only photos they're putting on are just the odd one, and a thank you for 1 million followers. So I've scraped their top posts and you can see that it is 2.4 million total engagements on this one. So that's the one with the, that's the food one, and the Chihuahua loses out. Not very happy. So yeah, they're all that kind of stuff. The text isn't really important. It's the classic one line and some emojis. But obviously these are very successful. So the way to backwards engineer this is to say, what's the story? And AI can help with that. So the best thing to do is to download the reel. There are various Chrome extensions you can use to download reels. You can download them all using Ezuet, Facebook video downloader. You can just download the most viral ones directly using that as well, hitting the download button. You need something like OpenArt or Higgsfield or some sort of AI studio that allows you to create videos using various video AI tools like Seedance or Kling. Sadly, you can't, Sora is no more, but you basically use one of these, Nano Bananas and one, use one of these editors. And what you need is a start scene and an end scene. So you create the images in an AI image generator, and that can be anyone. You can use Midjourney, I use ChatGPT, although the images tend to be a little bit kind of dark and washed out using ChatGPT, but whichever image generator that works for you, you create the start of the reel, make sure it's in a 9:16 skyscraper format, so it's not landscape because you're going to need it to be the kind of same size as the reel. Then what I do is I upload those two images to ChatGPT and I ask it to write the prompt to create the story. So whatever that story is, the Chihuahua gets fed salad and misses out, that kind of thing. You can also use Claude. Claude is very good for doing video prompting as well. That's kind of my go-to as well. And you can use whichever tool works best for you. The videos cost around $1 to make. It depends how many scenes. So if it's a 15-second video, it could be $1 to $2. But if you've got a multi-scene video, it may be costing you $2 to $3. But bear in mind, if we look over on the spreadsheet I created, this is estimated revenue for content monetization to a US audience. The video possibly made $29,400 on a $2 or $3 video. So the trick with these kind of sites is you need to create quite a lot of content, because even with the best videos in the world, you're not going to go viral on every single one. I mean, this one's only got 1.4 million, which is, again, it's the same story, just a different scene. Typically, you create kind of 5 to 15 reels on whichever went viral. So it's doubling down on the stuff that went viral, which is very important. It's the same story, the same joke, the same setup, but you're creating different versions. This is probably a different version of that one. That's the best way to kind of grow the page, make sure you go viral more often. But the thing is, you're still going to have to create hundreds of videos, and they're going to have to be good. You can't just create low effort AI slop essentially and expect your page to get millions of followers in a couple of months. It doesn't work that way. You have to make sure you're using good quality good quality AI, an engaging, funny story. I used to see pages with these kind of funny stories, but it was written in a post with maybe a funny image. Now AI's come along, we can take that concept, that thing that we know works on Facebook, the entertaining story, the funny story, and we can create AI reels that people love, really good quality AI reels. We've only been able to do that for like 6 months to a year. So this is a really good opportunity at the moment to create lots of these kind of pages and really, really grow a massive audience quite quickly. But you need to create, 100 to 300 of these reels. You're going to have to invest a little bit of money in the AI generator. Maybe it's like $70, $80 a month, probably buying credits on top of that. But you need that kind of quality. But if you can do it, and you can master the prompts, and you can master the image generation, you could create loads of pages like this. And don't forget, you can always repost the reels after. If you create, say, 200 reels, and you're posting 8 to 10 reels a day, which is kind of recommended cadence on that, you're going to be reposting those every month. So one reel will be reposted 8-9 times, and then the cream of the crop, you're gonna make more videos based on the same concept, just a different scenario. So this is a really great niche to get into. It's a safe niche. It's not like politics where you can potentially have some issues. There isn't really anything about this that can violate Facebook terms of service. If Facebook insists that you label this as AI, it's not a problem. It's not going to cause you any issues. And also remember, look, it's watermarked, so people will steal your videos. So you have to be aware of that. So you always want to pop a watermark about a quarter to a third of the way up the bottom, because otherwise people can crop it out, and that's not what you want. I mean, this watermark's not too intrusive. I always like to put a logo on, because when you're building a Facebook page, it is a brand. It's a recognizable brand, and people remember the page. They'll remember Paws Koppy. So you can say it's 100% AI generated comedy moments. That's essentially what you're doing. Remember, you are a content creator. You're making these little films. Don't ever think of yourself as like a Facebook page admin. That's just because that's the platform it's on. You need to focus on the content. The content, things that makes you go viral. That above anything else, above all the, above the followers that you might buy, the settings of the page. The most important thing is that you create really good content, and that's the big takeaway from this.